You could do any 3D modeling automation just with natural language, like add a living room, add a sofa, within 5 seconds you get a 3D model out of it. And when we built it, we knew the world hasn't seen how a AI native 3D experience looks like.
This is actually a game changer. This is like, wow. Welcome to the Tom Stahl Show. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us. We really appreciate the support today. I cannot be more excited. Mayur Mistry. This man is actually mysterious and mysteriously talented. He's just an incredibly talented and intelligent person that has gone into the startup world, the world of startup. He's taken over. And today he's going to talk about his company, 3DGuru AI. And, this is an AI startup that focuses on interior design. You just have to give it a prompt. It will design your room for you. And I have seen it. I was like, wait a second, what? What? It does the sketch. You give it a picture. It does. Like, that's insane. It's like this guy's doing magic. He's doing the David Blaine magic on your chatting. This is incredible. So 3DGuru AI. So he's going to talk about that, and we're going to get to know him. He has just unbelievable career and background, and we're really, really happy to have you. So Mayur, welcome to the show. And you gotta tell us first, is 3DGuru AI, and then we're gonna spend hours on you. All right. So 3DGuru AI. What is it all about? How did this come up?
First of all, I must say, I appreciate your generous intro. The enthusiasm is contagious. You got to be in this room to experience this. So 3DGuru AI, me and my co-founder started with a mission. Let's make interior design intelligence accessible, affordable, and real time to everyone. And each word has deeper meaning to it.
Yeah.
When I say real time, typically if you want to design your house, you start with a style and dream home in mind. The designer takes few days to spin up their own vision and give it back to you. We do that in minutes.
Yeah.
So in a short sentence, if I can put it, from your inspiration to design to purchase and execution in minutes, and days and thousands of dollars of work in minutes. That's unprecedented.
Wow. This is so true. When I was going to do this studio, I'm not from the show business. I had very little idea. So I should have found somebody who has experience in camera. Instead, I didn't know that. I hired an interior designer. It took, I think, at least 4 months, and we got nowhere. With your thing, we could have gotten done with that in 4 minutes, and I would have gone somewhere, and after that 4 months, I was like, there's no way. Just let me be the designer now. Okay, just put it in, whatever. And so this is gonna simplify and also make people start imagining, right? The inspiration, the imagination can come into life. Now, so is it open? Is it open for everybody?
So right now we are working with selective enterprises, and we are testing all the edge cases to make it happen. So hopefully soon, by the end of this year, you'll be able to experience it. So I should tell a backstory. We launched our first consumer-facing version in March, and where you could do any 3D modeling automation just with natural language, like add a living room, add a sofa, within 5 seconds you get a 3D model out of it.
Yeah.
And we made a pivot last month to enterprise-facing, majorly because of two reasons: for distribution and product catalog integration. The best design solution for a consumer would be the variety of brands, furniture brands, finishes you can choose and integrate in your product. So e-commerce websites already have that catalog. So we're working to provide a chatbot experience for those e-commerce websites where consumers can use it for free and get design to purchase, add to cart within minutes.
Oh wow! That's incredible, because when I think you had one of those a little demo you showed with the e-commerce integration, because now I'm not just buying something on Wayfair, Amazon, whatever place, Home Depot. I can actually see how it's gonna look in my setting. Wow, so this is a game changer for the e-commerce folks, and but this is disrupting the interior design people, because your design is going to be very out there, and people are going to start thinking. Now, so okay, let's get to how you got here, because you're a civil engineer from IIT Bombay. Do they call it Bombay now or Mumbai?
We say Bombay.
So IIT Bombay, and you were the tech person of the year. Jesus, wow, man, what is that?
Yeah, so during my time at IIT Bombay, we designed and built a net zero solar powered house, all by students, and we built it in China in 7 days. So I was the structural engineer where like there was like prefabricated framing where students could assemble it, and it was like very unique at this time. And the college recognized me for my efforts and gave me this award.
Wow, man, that's insane. And you are a civil engineer from in your bachelor's in civil engineering, and then you chose architecture for UIUC.
Yep.
I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah, so like when I started working, I was designing tall buildings and as a structural engineer, like executing. So I know how to engineer those houses and buildings. But with time, like I grew a lot of interest in the design side. If I want to make sustainable buildings, I could engineer it. But if I start from the beginning at the design itself, I could have way more impact. And that's where I thought, okay, let's study this whole profession from the beginning. Did architecture, and worked in like the second largest architecture firm, Perkins and Will, as a design
This is
technologist.
wow. Yeah, they have. I looked at the website and they got some unbelievable structures in Shanghai Library and things like that. Like, and so you worked there for 2 years almost.
Yeah.
Wow. So as an architect or as an architect slash engineer or.
As a technologist, so I was developing design automation, emerging technologies, tools for architects. How can they leverage this in their day-to-day workflows?
Oh, wow. Wow. So you have a variety of knowledge. And I also read the other one. So you were a dart champion at age 14?
Yeah, I was the national runner-up in youth category for my darts. So, like when I look back at my life, if there are instances where if I get interested into one thing, I like go all in, achieve something, and then switch. So that is like okay, that was one thing I got very much passionate and like let me do it.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, okay, all you have to do is to convince them to do something, and that thing is done. You just, okay, hands free, right? So you got this determination. Whenever you want to do something, you go all in. So, and in 9 months, you completed that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And then, age 21, you did the biking in Himalayas. That's dangerous.
I had near that experience. That's too dangerous.
Oh, God. And the thing is, okay, I understand somebody could do that, but when looking at you, I'm thinking, oh, that's a nerdy person. That's a computer guy. I wasn't thinking the guy's motorbiking in a near-death experience. So did you tell anybody before, or?
Yep, like my close friends and like family knows it.
You were okay with it?
No, it's definitely my mom. My mom thinks a lot now when I talk about okay, I'm going for another adventure trip. She's like, okay, are you sure?
Oh my God. Even I'm thinking about it. I'm like, no, adventure trip, not for you. We need a lot from you in this world. No more adventure. Adventure maybe when you're 60, 70 plus, do adventures. No worries. But, and you were in your 20s and all these experiences. So, after your IIT Bombay, you work in a couple of construction companies over there, and you learned that. Then you did architecture at UIUC. How was that experience?
Yeah, like it was amazing. Like every day I was like reading lots of books, learning from it, and I used to do like a lot of city trips, sketching and understanding the history behind how it was built. So there was a phase where I was in like, oh man, this is it.
Oh, wow.
But there's also one major thing which I would like to share is in my second year during like COVID, I felt like I really love design, but I'm not naturally great at it.
Yeah.
So and that led to me like my interest in like AI. So I during COVID I did so many courses of AI, self-taught developer. And what I realized, my if I say like ikigai, what you're good at and what you love. So I'm good at technology and I
Yeah.
love design. So design technology was a sweet spot where I could really live and work day in day and night for that.
This is the, I'm just so honored to have you, because I thought about it when I was looking at your profile. I was like, this guy, if you give him some AI, even if you give him a total new language, just tell him to do Ruby, he can do Ruby in probably a day. But just looking up things, he will do it. When it comes to actual architectural design, I don't think he should be wasting his time on that, because not that he can't be good at it, but he could be unbelievably better at something else during that particular time. And we can just hire an artist to get that part done, right? And you already realize that, so you're way ahead of the game. So you have some videos and you talk about this AEC, that's architecture, engineering, construction. Is that an out there term? Is the people use it a lot?
Yeah, it's a common term in our industry, like from design to construction. Like we need all this profession to make a building happen. So,
I see. In the beginning, I didn't know what AEC is. So, and then there were some terminologies like some cable, American Atlantic cable or something. Like, why is he so interested in cable? Is he going to do electrical engineering for his second master? But AEC, that's you spend a lot of time, and your thinking is as a technologist. So, give us a little more about, as a technologist, AEC, what you see in this.
yeah, definitely. So during my initial years of like even at when I was studying architecture, my engineering and design made it very an interesting area for me at that time was like large span domes, airports, because now I could use like, okay, this is how you optimize the form of that dome, and this is how you can design and engineer it. So that was a area where I was like very much passionate for a while, where like cable bridges, cable domes, and uh, that's why like and around that time I also started like went to a amazing conference in Barcelona focused on like structures, and that made it clear I really want to have this multidisciplinary knowledge of engineering, design, construction, tech, and bring it to my YouTube channel. And there I interviewed like amazing experts from all over the profession, and I realized there's so many stories from this profession which like the world needs to know. It's so inspiring. Even like you see how they build the oldest cathedral redesigned roof. There's so much knowledge there. Yeah.
And you're passionate. Like when I talk to you, you're like, the passion is just coming out, right? So now, but you're not doing those designs and architecture now. You're more on the computer screen. So that's another transition, right? How did that? So I think you told us a little bit about you studied a lot of AI, and you're trying to bring AI. So this is, when I think of you, you're like AI, engineering, and architecture, blend of it, right? Wow. So that's something I have never. I don't think I ever met anybody who has AI, the computer science, uh, structural engineering, and architecture combined. That's very interesting, man. Is there that many people, or you're probably very few?
There's a very narrow data set, like and it's very unusual. Like for me to make like even come to US for 3 years of my masters to do architecture.
Yeah.
It was a major like decision. Like not a lot of people. Like it's like from my college or from civil engineering, it's very rare for people to make that transition.
To do architecture, because I work with international students all the time, mostly from China and India. All of them study computer science or electrical engineering. There's very few in mechanical, almost none in civil engineering, and there is zero in architecture. I have met a few, but they were probably some of them born here, so they kind of got to see different architecture, got inspired, things like that. But for you to make that jump, that's a lot of risk taking, right? Because you don't know what's after the visa, all those things. But you are like the guy who goes mountain biking in the Himalayas. He doesn't worry about that. So wow, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting, and especially that story, I think, would be inspiring to a lot of young people and a lot of VCs to be investing in you. And so now in Barcelona, so you have a co-founder or Barbara?
Yeah.
Barbara Villanova or Villanova?
Villanova.
Barbara Villanova. So you met her in Barcelona?
No, I met her in a online technology. So there's also one BJ, another interesting part of this. So in general, if you like characterize my last 5 years, it's like technology in AEC is it revolves around that. Yeah. So last around 2021 end, I started a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization for architecture, and that's where Barbara and I did a lot of interesting projects like smart contracts for real estate, metaverse, open source metaverse. How can we make a no-code tool where you can drag, because this space is infinite. Why do we pay for metaverse? So we thought, okay, let's make a tool, and we were doing a lot of hackathons together, won a lot of crypto money in hackathons, and this was our 6th idea together for 3DGuru. And when we built it, we knew the world hasn't seen how a AI native 3D experience looks like, and we both code and we both are domain experts. She has 13 years of design experience.
Whoa!
And wow. I bet if you tell her, can you redesign this with $0 budget, she can totally make this another level experience. And her interior design reasoning is so strong. We go in debates. Okay, what makes a good design and bad? The subjective criteria is not there. And one of the things which will highly reflect in our AI interior design agent is how to think like a human, goes to the basics. So we're cloning ourselves into this agent, if I may so.
Wow. Yeah, because I saw you have the ArchiDAO or and so you guys because the thing is your final year in college, that's also the COVID time, right?
Yep.
So the first year, was it COVID or?
No, just third year, first 2 years.
So first 2 years you were like, okay, I'm walking around physically, and the third year shut down.
Yeah.
Oh man, so that's pretty insane. And during that time, you're like, okay, you cannot stop me. I'm gonna learn DAO, and because that time crypto was insane, right? Yep. Everything was, the Dogecoin, the Elon Musk, all that, and so you, at that time you did this smart contract writing, the Solidity, all that stuff. And that's where you guys met.
Yep.
And started coming up with ideas.
Yep.
Wow. God, it's interesting that somebody with design experience like her, is also into Solidity, also into coding. Wow. So you found another clone of yourself.
Yeah. We talk we are both crazy, hardworking, passionate, lot of challenging problems. Really want to disrupt the industry and make this accessible for we resonate on a lot of things. But one thing which she has way better quality design intuition reasoning. So she's designer first, coder second. I'm engineer first, coder second. So everything we build is just both of us. We we coded everything ourselves.
Oh, so all these coded by you and her?
Yep, just two.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So if you get a team after you raise some venture capital, you are the next thing, man. This is amazing. I think you got a lot of potential. So one of the concern I have, which is, are you gonna stick to it? When you go with 3DGuru AI, or you're gonna pivot to something else. So because I think that's your people that are going to be giving you money and things like that. They're kind of be thinking because you're just way too smart and you're just way into too many things. So if they cannot keep you on in this zone, then that's the fear they will have. So what's your thought on that?
Yeah, like so the main thing which we both when we started is we want to make an impact and difference in the world through design technology. So whatever it takes to make that happen. So that's the main compass we are following. So we could foresee, like we started initially, our focus right now with this app is on residential and office, but we are also seeing like huge interest from proxy industry. Like people are saying, okay, can you design my Airbnb house, or there's like hotel. So there's like even a lot more opportunities in different sectors within the space. But one thing we decided is like, if I may, there might be like the one of the missing gaps when you see like using Midjourney or other, like okay, it can create good looking images, but it's if you want to execute it right now, there's very big gap. So we want to make your vision into practicality. And even so with that in mind, like generating new things is gonna become like easier and easier, but generating reliably and with good reasoning is gonna become more. You could say add a pink thing in my bedroom, and we also wanna do hyper personalization, but also say from good design aesthetic, you might wanna consider this too. So it's that reasoning of reliability, whether okay, are you sure you wanna do it? Is it better for the overall quality of the space? It's gonna make us like way differentiator. Like
Because nowadays AI is generating so many insane things, and then you're thinking, how did they do it? And it's kind of the problem with AI is you don't really know why and how it did it, where it got there. And then you're kind of reasoning back in your mind, like, oh, maybe from here they got this idea that, but from your side, not just the design, they can design back and forth. They can move forward. They can replace certain things. I think you have the masking tool or something that they can mask this, let's say the table, mask it, and then put a different table that you got the idea from.
Yeah, like we have like very flexible approach. You can say design the whole room, or you can say replace a table in the room, or you can say just go to that tiny aspect. You can even say add a IKEA furniture, or you can just say add a furniture and we select from the brand. So like the hyper personalization is like the way you describe it.
And once you integrate that with the e-commerce, then you got a lot of money coming in. So this is not just the design aspect of it. So are you gonna so maybe design part stays free, and then the e-commerce part brings in the revenue, right? But you also had this design studio type thing, not just the chat. Are you gonna keep that, or are you developing it, or?
Yeah, that was the initial March launch where we got like more than 1,300 users using it, and currently we shut it down because like we are solely focused on this like enterprise offering, and we have like 6 enterprises who already logged in, and we have a lot more in the wait list. So we just want like to test all the extreme cases, integrate with that database. So that's what we are focusing on right now.
So now the enterprises, are these all e-commerce companies, or like or construction companies, or who are these people?
Yeah, so they are mostly into like few categories. One is like e-commerce. So we want to even like while developing this, we are diversifying the enterprises as well. So there's one enterprise with e-commerce. There's one with construction e-commerce, and another with office furniture retail. And third category is also like residential, like start to end-to-end solution. So we going through the whole process, testing out everything, and like packaging it, like because then once we do those things, we can scale it like crazy.
Yeah, because these enterprise clients, once you're integrated, man, you got some unbelievable ideas. So not just the consumer side, and the consumer side will come later, but these enterprises, you can really make a difference because they already have the infrastructure. You're just adding the conversational aspect with the design. Now, you have talked to so many people in this industry. So where do you see things going? Because in one of your videos, I haven't had a chance to see a lot of them. You have unbelievable information on your channel, unbelievable things. And so you have one is software engineering 3.0 or something, where it's prompt engineering. So, give us a little bit about your thoughts. I think that's a very forward thinking.
Yeah. So actually, I have new version on that own philosophy. So
But yeah, what is that?
yeah. So actually, when we started, there was like prompt engineering aspect to make it happen. Then the newer aspect was our own like design validation check. Like it was like AI reasoning plus human reasoning coupling. Well, let's say you could say add uh, a sofa in a random room, but then like our hybrid, okay, as per building codes, as per like ADA compliance and all of that, this might not be the right fit. So that some like Gen AI will do it, but then there's also human level reasoning it. So then from that version, we are like now designing our own systems level thinking from like prompt engineering to design like, okay, how can we have like this network of system, like kind of easier way to put will be like AI agents which have a different purpose. Okay, I want to, like one agent could say, okay, I want to do the design and stick to the best budget. Another
Yeah.
agent is like, I want to make the best quality design spaces, and then that adversarial talking will optimize based on the user's conversational history and preference. That like because like each one solves a different problem. So
Yeah.
how do we provide the best solution from, like in design we probably say like for this space there are thousands of different solutions. So there is a
Yeah.
big design space, but for your budget, for your criteria, which small subset of this possible design space solution is right for you? So an interior
Yeah.
designer can suggest a solution which might be good for them but not great for you. So like what's the balance of like what's the best solution which aligns with your vision? Because a lot of
Yeah.
time one of the challenges, consumer think what they want, but sometimes they don't really know what they want,
Yeah.
and they might suggest strong opinions about something which might not be a good quality healthy living experience there. So that's
Yeah.
why we need your vision but also domain intelligence to make converge into a good solution.
Yeah. This is, I think one of the things you were explaining, I was listening to some guy, the art forgery by AI. One does the forgery, the other one finds a flaw, and they keep fighting until it optimizes at the end. So I think you are also doing the design thinking, right? So this one, you give him maybe the regulatory compliance side. The other one is the aesthetics. The other one is consumer demand. And they all fight each other to get to the very wow, because the possibilities in what you're doing is limitless. And if you could be even not a major player, but if you could be somewhat player in this, you are like dominating force. So, so of course you're doing AI startup. So I want to ask you this. What's your thought on because before AI, we were all fascinated with cloud, and then before that, basic SaaS software, right? And before that, it was just to get the computers in, the subscriptions on the apps and all that. So now AI, everything you see is AI. So do you think it's like the internet, or it's like when the computers came along? Is it that kind of a moment?
Yeah, so I've been to multiple AI hackathons in the Valley, in SF, and
Wow.
heard this from multiple renowned people. This is the way, like
This is the thing.
yeah, this is the thing.
So this
AI
is not
agent
just a hype.
is not the hype.
This is not Sam Bankman-Fried pitching FTX.
Yeah.
This is a real deal
Yep.
with real people. Because for things to be real, the consumers should be able to come up with ideas and go for it. Like you, with engineering, architecture, all that background, you're like, okay, I can learn it. Let me go into it, jump into it. I'm in, right? And so it has that component to it. Wow. Yeah, so that's pretty fascinating. And now the other issue that I worry about is, you're pretty young, so the dot-com bubble, that time everybody was an internet startup. Anybody who had any idea, everything came on the internet, and then it kind of, the bubble burst. But the thing is, we are still fully dependent on internet till today, right? Now AI, I think there would be a bubble, and at the end of the day, the real players will survive, and that would probably be. Now the problem we worry about is uh, the unpredictability, right? We don't really know where it's gonna take us because these design ideas, you are doing the reasoning and trying to figure it out, but so that's where I'm also thinking, in the beginning days, let's say I'm using your software, it gives me suggestions with IKEA, different things on budget. And then down the road, as it starts learning more from other people plus myself, it might start giving me ideas that we have never seen before. And maybe a different way of using a chair and a sofa and all that. And we're like, why didn't we think of it? Right? Is that possible?
Yeah, so I think you will feel like that emergence of intelligence of your prompt with the AI collective co-creation
Yeah.
in a different way that wasn't possible in the past. Like right now, when I say, "Can you sketch your dream house?" Like
Yeah.
it's not possible for everyone, but we are on the verge where you, with the tool, with the right communication method, like our tool, we could say, is gonna shape like the way people think about interior design. So it's on us that okay, we also align the value of our tool with the common consumer interest. So uh, on that lines, and to your previous point about unpredictability,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I really like this two quotes from like, so Reid Hoffman said like we're gonna see co-pilot for each profession in next 3 to 5 years. So we think like we're gonna make it for interior design, hopefully soon, very soon. Uh, and Vinod Khosla said, we'll see unlimited doctors, unlimited lawyers, and we are enabling unlimited interior designers for the future. So those are like
Yeah.
the things. Okay, we know where it's going. We know the possibilities, and we're going all in. Let's do it.
I think you have that quote on your bio somewhere, the co-pilot of interior designing. So 3D Guru, to sum it up, co-pilot of interior designing. Right? Yeah, that's because the Microsoft Copilot, when that came along, people were like, how in the world? Wow. I think before that, people kind of had some other Copilots, but then that one kind of solidified that business. And a friend of mine I knew from a very long time from college had a Copilot startup very similar. Then Microsoft killed him. And then, but then this is now you have this Copilot where someone like me walking in, trying to design things, playing around with it. And, you know, this is my personal thought. So once you perfect your chatbot style interior design part, you got to bring back the studio as well for consumers. Because I'm a big fan of drag and drop and, seeing things on my own, panning it. It kind of gives me a little more uh, a little more flexibility instead of. But some people I know are very good at prompting. I'm like, and I'm not a prompt person. I need to see things, a little bit. So I think the combination of these two can make you invincible.
Uh, I'm not gonna like promise, but we are testing it where a different level of interactivity within, like if you double click on it, like
Oh,
metadata pop-ups and a more immersive experience. Like even a new UI UX for chatbot itself is we are testing.
oh man. Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We need to see that because on your chatbot you can see, you can zoom in and figure it out. But the other thing is you can take a picture and it does the sketch for you, like the
So
measurements and things like that.
we have actually a demo video we can walk
Let,
through.
let's take a look. Let's
Yeah.
take a look. Okay.
First, we want to know like what kind of room you want to redesign. So like
Okay.
typology detection, where it's bedroom, living room, bathroom, whatever. And
Oh.
uh, we are solving it in 3D, everything we do. So what we ask is, okay, upload a panoramic photo of your room, and then we do 3D reconstruction. So we get the
Oh.
whole room in 3D in our backend, and then once we have the 3D model, we can do like floor plan creation and rendering creation by placing objects in 3D, taking a 2D render and give it back to you. So here you can see how you can circulate within a room. And if you click on here, there's additional meta. This is the interactivity, multimodal interactivity I was talking, where you can even see metadata of various objects placed, various finishes. I can give you a quantity of total number of wall paint finishes you need to order, total floor finish quantity you need to order. So, and then we give a budget to do this, and then you can say, oh, I want just one more item, a dressing table in that room.
Yeah.
So, and you said your budget is around that, and then we completely redesigned, brought it closer to your budget. You could see the dressing table in the new render, even in the floor plan, and then you can decide, okay, this is good, but I have one particular style in mind. Can you redesign it? So this is the style reasoning part, which is
Whoa.
like unprecedented, where
Yeah.
it could, you can say here, okay, can you redesign it based on this image? So here it's just prompting more that, okay, can you update the whole design? And first we do the analysis. This is a Japandi style. Then we do more, it has soft
Whoa,
tones,
wow.
furniture, and now the same room, look at it, like it's totally redesigned. There are also like hiring interior designers, hiring great interior designers, which come at very high cost.
Yeah.
So what if I can say world's best interior designer to you in real time, where you can ask anything, design anything? It's game changer.
It's game changer, man, because people who experience this, they can tell you. Because I had so many inspirations. I'm a guy who walks around and looks at inspirations and gets that. And then as soon as you tell that to the interior designer or any designer, yeah, that's gonna be a lot more expensive. That's how they get you. And then what are you gonna say? Like, okay, let's see, how. But because then it gets, is that person judging me? All kinds of things. Over here, I don't care, right? I can give an inspiration from Kim Kardashian's house, and I can give an inspiration from a hotel I stayed, and keep trying until I find the sweet spot.
Yep.
It gives me the budget, where to buy the furniture from, and if I want to tone down the budget, I can do that.
Yep.
Oh man, this is actually a game changer. This is like, wow, and that's pretty insane what it can do. Wow, it totally got my head completely. Wow, man, this is something. I love this idea. Now, this is already, you have built the prototype.
Yep.
What's coming next?
So the 6 enterprises we shortlisted, we are working with them to integrate like the millions of catalog they have and get it out, test it at scale, because there's a lot of, like, when I say edge cases, like we want to test, like some people have like L-shaped or V-shaped room. We want to test out those, improve the recommendation and design before we go for all masses. So that's the exercise we want to do aggressively with this enterprises, where, okay, we don't want just good, but the best layout generator, best recommendation. So that's the test.
I'm gonna give you your chatbot a test down the road. I a friend of mine was looking at a place in LA, and it's L-shaped. All the high-rise condos he was showing me, all are L-shaped. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I never lived in an L-shaped one, but it's interesting. So I'm gonna test it out, and because the thing is, you have no limit, because you have unlimited access to all the L-shaped stuff that's going on. You can bring inspiration from that, and wow. So this is taking architecture to the next level with different kinds of imagination, different kinds of thinking, and also for the brands, right? They already have existing designs for their brands, and they want to keep the brand identity the same, whereas add on new things, right? And they can easily do this brainstorming using your software. Wow.
Even like staging, like
staging.
like this sofa
Yeah.
could create different impact in this environment versus a total different staging environment that could lead to different sales or consumers' first impression. Is
Oh yeah. There's just so many variables and so many data sets that you need to kind of think about. It needs a big brain like yours, man. This is pretty insane. So right now you and Barbara, so you guys are all in into this, making it happen, and you'll be raising some pre-seed down the road, hopefully this year, to get some team bringing in, and so right now you are also an advisor and a research fellow in different startup houses, or like On Deck or something like that.
yeah, I got accepted into On Deck, but yeah,
Oh,
for
so what are you going to be doing there?
so actually they had this cohort starting last month, and I deferred it. So
Okay.
yeah,
So, because right now you're focused on
yeah,
on this. Okay, okay. So that's a good thing, because for you, our job is to keep you focused in something.
yeah.
We don't want you to go into something else. Then this is big for the architectural world. And so now, how is the feedback? Like, people, I'm assuming that you got a lot of fans, because even some guy on YouTube did a review on your studio. I'm like, okay, wow, how did he even know that? Right, and you have like people all over the world on your thing.
So like one thing, whenever we start our talk with enterprises, in all the talks, the one word which is common is this is disruptive. Like we get that every,
Yeah.
and like when we had the consumer version, we were developing a lot of 3D modeling tools. When we pivoted this, and during all those enterprises talk, we got like early signs that this is like hair on fire problem. People need this badly, but they also need it right now. So that's where we thought, okay, let's talk to these people, shortlist few which aligns with our vision and the roadmap, and then like execute it and then scale it. So
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, because this is like everybody wants to get their hands on it, right? Even I'm constantly thinking, after you showed me the demo, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna give it? Oh, maybe I can give it this inspiration, right? It's just contagious, right? And for the enterprise, it's a very good strategy to start with the enterprise. That way, the data sets and all that brings in, and then slowly roll it out to the consumer. So this is fantastic, man. So right now you're part of an incubator also. Which one?
AI New Frontiers in Palo Alto.
Oh, wow, nice. So Frontiers, so the Frontiers in Palo Alto, and you guys are all living there, all working. So all of them are AI startups.
Yeah, AI is common.
Wow.
But industry is different. Yeah, it's you could see the Gen AI wave. Yeah, like everyone.
Man, okay, all right. So this is amazing, man. So, and UIUC alumni Mark Anderson, right? You should tell him, hey, I'm from UIUC. Even yeah, Shahid Khan, the Jaguars owner, he's from UIUC. Not many people actually know that. I was looking at his son the other day. He runs another AW. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I think you have enough people that can get you some good money to do things, huh? Very nice, very nice. Urbana Champaign. Do you like Illinois?
Uh, I like, but I am not a cold person, so I hate snow. I was in Chicago for 2 years when I was,
Oh,
and like, and that's why like when I moved to Valley, it was like just when winter was starting last November. I moved to SF and
whoa.
like, okay, not going back.
Yeah, California. Nobody can beat California the weather.
Yeah.
This is a lot of people went to Texas, Florida. But then they're like, maybe we'll come back to California soon once we have some more money. Yeah, the only problem with California, I think, is expensive. Other than that, everything you have it all. So this is and also the other thing, people are very open-minded. You give them an idea, and they're very enthusiastic about it. They work on it, right? And it's a good thing that you're part of that community. All of you working together to get that. Now, throughout your life, you get so many lessons. What are some of the lessons you can share with us would help somebody starting an entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah. one thing I realize is society rewards you for high risk. And like so, first last June when I attended a AWE XR conference in Santa Clara, and I was going through the Caltrain. I saw Palo Alto, took a photo. And like, there's also backstory in my second year of my undergrad. And I was watching Silicon Valley series. I wrote on my door, Silicon Valley. I want to do a startup. So last
Yeah.
June, Palo Alto. Okay, one step closer. And then I moved November, and this happened. And like I pitched to Vinod Khosla, who was my also a great role model. I look forward, and within a year, like of that Palo Alto story, first time in California to Sand Hill Road pitching to them, and that's why like high risk, high reward. It's ups and downs, but like it happens. Even like my high risk of going 3 years of investment in architecture, and
Yeah.
when I do self reflection, even like a second advice I would like to share is being adaptive is very important in this world. Like I studied civil engineering for 5 years and I was studying architecture, so like complete reset of knowledge, new
Yeah.
field. Then when I was doing like 2 years, there was a reset of like software development AI of
Yeah.
1 year, and then there was like crypto reset for 9 months. So every time I do a new field, my learning rate is getting faster to get like top expertise knowledge in that field is also. So never be afraid to reset whatever
Yeah.
field.
That's so amazing. I think two of the best advice is that the first one you said, the Palo Alto, the dream, believe. First you have to visualize it before it happens. Most people don't visualize it. They're sitting there, it's too hard. But you gotta jump in. The Sand Hill Road, you visualized it and you met Vinod Khosla. That's wow. Was he nice to you?
It was amazing.
Oh man, that's thrilling. That's thrilling. The Sand Hill Road. Wow. It was. I had one startup founder that came in. I think his brother was showing a sign for investment in Sand Hill Road on the side of the road. So Sand Hill Road is a very, very interesting place. It's a beautiful place, and anytime I go there not for startups, but the Stanford shopping mall. I take my girlfriend for shopping, so it's more expense for me. But I see it. I'm like, wow, this is where the future. Mayur Mistry, and by the way, Mayur means peacock,
Yeah.
right? You know how I know this? Because I speak Bengali.
You gotta be kidding. So I should have gotten Rasgulla for you.
So you were a Bengali speaker as well?
No, like I have
Oh, you
Bengali
know
friends.
some
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bengalis. Yeah, from my parents' side, that's how I know Bengali. One of the purchases I have done in Bengali, that's the only purchase I've done, is Bangla.com. I bought that domain name. The first time I had some money, I said, I'm going to buy that domain name because at least that's my contribution to the language, but I have contributed nothing other than that, and I have not even used it. But I'm hoping someday some wealthy person with Bengali name will buy it. Maybe you. And then, so Mayur Mistry, man. Am I saying it right? The mystery?
Yeah, like, actually, there's also like mystery is like for people who used to do like a lot of construction work. And one thing is my whole my father, my brother, and my mom all are civil engineers. So like it's in our blood to do like construction. And
Oh, man. So all are civil engineers.
yep,
That's a civil engineering family.
yeah,
I haven't heard that. People told me all are computer engineers, all are doctors, but all are civil. Okay, see, this is in your blood to build things, to construct, the construction, and then the architecture. Wow. Do you have any siblings?
I have my elder brother. Yeah, he's a civil engineer too.
Okay, okay, what is it? He's also civil engineer. Man, it's a civil engineering family now venturing into architecture and AI and bringing home everything. This is disruptive, man. And now that word is in my mind, that disruptive. What you're doing is totally disruptive. So, And so now you are finishing up this the codes and for the demos and things like that, and then this is your full-time focus, or you have other things going on?
Just one thing.
One thing.
All in on 3D Guru.
Ah, okay, okay. If you're all in, we are also all in. We love you all in, and thank you for that advice. Any anything you want the audience to test it out or anything like that?
No,
Not right now,
no,
but
no.
it's coming up.
Yeah.
The consumer version is coming up. Right now it's enterprise.
Yep.
Enterprise only. By the way, so you have an incredible YouTube channel as well. Okay, let's also talk about that a little bit before we finish up. So you started that journey when you were in college.
Yep.
Oh my God. So what kind of inspired you to go on social media? Because people that are in engineering, they're more like behind the scene. They're not in the camera, right? And so what was the inspiration?
Actually, like one thing I always like to be around smart people, and so a lot of this like structural engineering conference, the one in Barcelona, there's so many experts, but there's no like vlog or story about it. And I was the first one to vlog that conference, and that inspired when I was talking to experts. And then I thought there are the best way to meet experts, learn a lot, and share knowledge is this podcasting. If you
Yeah.
like it, you should do it. Like even like it's so inspiring to know like the journeys one on one and
Yeah.
sharing that knowledge. And uh, I have that mindset where okay, there were no stories of civil engineers who did architecture, and if
Yeah.
I want other people who are thinking in that path, I need to share more stories like that for them, which might help them make the leap. And there are like so many experts in the field who are doing like so much hard work, and I can be the one who can share those stories. So.
Man, that is so inspiring because we are all obsessed with Logan Paul vlogs. That's pretty old now. People are like, Logan Paul vlogs? That was like 10 years ago. What are you talking about? So we are all obsessed with vlogs about nothing, generally speaking, because it's a feel-good type thing. But no one has done vlogs on structural engineering summit, those kind of things, because people are just going there, consuming the information, going home. And you're bringing that to the world. And oh my God, that's actually, you are helping people out of the generosity of your heart, so that's very helpful, especially people pursuing the same thing. It's a domain focused, and so wow, so that's an incredible journey. So folks, check out his YouTube channel, subscribe to his channel,
Like, share, subscribe.
and like and subscribe, and you're keeping them posted on your channel as well, your
Yeah.
startup journey. So you're also documenting the startup thing.
Yeah, actually, a few weeks ago, I shared my like first couple of months of experience living in SF, building my startup, living like a bunk bed in like Soma, like, and also founders living in our house, because that gives like a totally different vision. There are like stories I've seen where founders did raise millions living in a good house, but I want to share the -1 to 0 where these guys are hustling. They're like common areas, sleeping like there all day night, sleeping in WeWork, and like I want to share that like there are people who need this badly, and like not everyone gets that opportunity, but like we should also listen to the stories. And like to my previous point of conference, like I want to really share one thing. Like that conference was like expensive, like got like $1,000 at that time. The student, I was like thinking a lot,
Wow,
but
yeah.
like with travel. But looking back, there's always one or few things in everyone's life which makes like a exponential change. For me, it was conference, like structural engineer, that blockchain ETH Denver conference. So that's why I think like find something which totally changes the mindset, because that money is way more worth than like 6 months of courses, because that 1 3 days event, meeting the experts, learning like exponential,
Yeah.
is like now your life is in another tangent.
Wow, man, that's so true. That's so true. Wow, that's and the other thing you were mentioning, that we always look at people once they made it.
Yeah.
Oh, everything is all perfect. But we don't see them when they were struggling.
Yep.
And it's not fun, it's hard, but it's real, and everybody has to go through it before they get to that good life part, right? So, wow, you're so brave, and that's amazing that you're sharing that, so that a person looking at it can see, okay, you know what, I see it. And so, that's amazing. And now you are revolutionizing, disrupting the interior design. We wish you the very, very best, and we want you to come back whenever you bring in new features, new things, another disruption. Come over and share it with us. We're very honored to have you. Thank you, Mayur, and we'll see you soon, folks. Please do check it out. 3DGuru.ai, and stay on their the subscription list, and check his YouTube channel, and stay in touch, because that way you can bring your imagination to life, spending $0, no cost. So, folks, thank you very much.